Check a Sweet Chestnut is a citizen science project organised as part of Project HomeEd by Coventry University and the RHS. We are asking citizens to look out for sweet chestnut trees in public spaces or their own land and give them a check-up, to report back on their location, trunk diameter at chest height and health using the Treezilla smartphone app. If citizens also find swollen leaves caused by the Oriental chestnut gall wasp, this must be reported to the Forestry Commission through a second app or website called Tree Alert. This video will explain how to check a sweet chestnut. Please abide by the current government COVID-19 guidance for your area. Before you set off outdoors, check the weather forecast and make sure you are dressed appropriately. Wear sturdy footwear suitable for walking on rough ground and clean your shoes before going out, as soil can carry plant pathogens. You will need a fully charged smartphone with Treezilla installed. You need a flexible tape measure that is at least 150 centimetres long. Chalk or drawing pins can also be helpful, especially if a tree is thicker than the length of your measuring tape. Bring hand sanitizer or antibacterial wipes to clean hands and tools used between trees. Carrying a notebook and pen or using the notebook app on your phone will be useful for jotting down your observations and measurements if you cannot connect to Treezilla due to bad signal. Health and safety guidance can be found on the project website. Check a Sweet Chestnut is looking at sweet chestnut trees, Castanea sativa, but not horse chestnut or conker trees, Aesculus hippocastrum. When the trees are young, sweet chestnut bark is dull silvery purple, but the bark becomes vertically cracked and ridged as it ages, and the ridges may appear to spiral up the tree. Sweet chestnuts are edible and are found in cases that are covered all over with soft spikes. Sweet chestnut leaves are long and shiny, with spined teeth along its edges spaced roughly 1 centimetre apart. Even if the tree has no leaves on it at this time of year, you may be able to find the characteristic leaves and nuts scattered on the floor under the tree to confirm its identity. Once you have found a sweet chestnut tree, check that your mobile data and location are switched on, and check for signal on your phone by loading the Treezilla app. Use the location button on the app to zoom in on where you are. If your phone cannot find your GPS location, make a note of it using landmarks so you can find it later, for example by using an online map with satellite view. Sanitize your hands before touching the tree to help prevent accidentally spreading tree pests or diseases. Look all around the tree to find the highest point of ground at the base of the trunk. This is where you should place your tape measure to begin with. Measure 150 centimetres up from this point and either make a mental note or use a piece of chalk or a drawing pin to mark this position. Bring the measuring tape level with this position, draw the tape around the tree and record the circumference. Treezilla will calculate the diameter from this value. If the tree is wider than your measuring tape is long, use chalk or pins to mark where your tape measure begins, then mark again where the tape ends. Move the start of the tape around to where the end was, then measure again until you reach the starting mark. Add that last measurement to the length of the measuring tape to find the circumference. If the tree has multiple stems, measure the circumference of each stem at 150 centimetres above ground. Inspect the tree on all sides for signs of poor health. Look at the bark of the trunk and the branches. Can you see any sections where there are different colours or textures, cracking or liquid seeping out? Look at the canopy. Is it full or is there a patch that isn't growing well? Look at the shapes of the leaves. Are they flat or do they have swellings or are they strangely folded? Hopefully you will find the tree is in good health, and so the final step will be to take photographs of your tree. You need a picture of the whole tree and may need to move quite far back or angle the top of your phone towards you to fit it all into one photograph. Tap the image of the tree on your screen to focus the image. Also take close-up pictures of the trunk, leaves and flowers or nuts if they are present. You can use the fallen leaves or nuts for this during the winter months. Finally, remember to sanitize your hands and wipe down the measuring tape before moving on to measure any other trees. Please follow us and share your progress on social media. Our Twitter handle is @Sweet Chestnut.